the studio in Kansas City, and to make a long story short, the studio owner and one of the employees, the engineer on the project, got crossways, and he ended up taking off for a little bit and had my project. So, I was pretty upset, to say the least, and feeling down in the dumps about it because, it's pretty hard to get my comeback started. And just right off the bat, man, here's something just hitting me. So I'm sitting there at the computer one day, and all this is going on, and I get an email from Pedro. And he'd seen me on this website and said, "Hey, man, I noticed you're a vocalist. I'm over in Lisbon, Portugal, and I've also..."
Oh, no, I was in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, you were in Brazil then. Yeah, okay, still.
Yeah.
And rocking it there in Sao Paulo and et cetera.
Yeah.
And he goes, "If you'd like to, take a listen to this track and, see if you can come up with something for it if you want to." And I'm like, well, okay. I got nothing better else to do. So I did it. And that was Guardian Angel, our very, very first song.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. My old man, this was the year he died. So he got to hear at least our very, very first song. And I'm thinking, okay, when Pedro sent the song to me, the mix back, I'm like, okay, I love the song, but Pedro is a humble guy. He won't tell you how good he is. So I actually have to force some guitar stuff out of him sometimes in the song. And right off the bat, I'm like, Pedro, you got in this song, with that guitar just ripping, and bring it home, man. And so, because I knew my dad was going to listen to this, and I wanted Dad to hear how good Pedro was. So I went in there, and Pedro's like, "Oh, well, okay. I don't think it needs it," but I was like, "Yeah, man, do something, like Yngwie might do or whatever." I'm just meeting Pedro, so I don't know what he's about yet.
You basically made me do a second solo.
Yeah, a second solo to close the song out. Because back in the day, you could have a good rock song. If it's a good enough song and you're really feeling it, there can't be enough guitar solos or anything.
So these days, you don't get to hear any solos, and we give you two. So there you go.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that got me excited because one of the things, like when I was coming up, speaking of Yngwie, I loved the album he did, Odyssey. Because I'm a big fan of Joe Lynn Turner, and I just always loved that contrast with Joe Lynn Turner's style, because more really melodic type of rock singer, and then you got Yngwie over here in the band just cranking out some just hardcore stuff, and I love the way that matched together, and so I was excited after the first track. What were you thinking, Pedro, after?
I don't know, but I sure...
we completed the first track. What'd you think? You're like, oh, we'll see what happens, or what was up? What was going through your mind?
For starters, I hope that people don't get the idea that they are gonna hear Malmsteen stuff from me. Probably influenced because Rich was talking about it, and I kind of tried to put in that spirit a little bit on that track. I think it worked out well. I didn't think it was it wasn't, as you said, it wasn't really necessary, but in the end I think it turned out okay, or at least good enough to be there, so it made the cut. For me. So in the end I think it added a bit to the song.
Well, no, hey, I cannot forget though the most pivotal part of the song. I think you'll agree with me. Is the sitar that I added that one? If it wasn't for that sitar, man, the song doesn't
there
work
would be
at
no
all.
Song. Yeah,
there's no song there. So
the second major contribution. Okay.
Yeah, wait. You know what? That's kind of how we work a little bit too. Sometimes is you know. And
Are you gonna play a bit of that song? Just because we're talking about so much about it, you're gonna play a bit?
yeah, I'll pop that in there.
You can do that. Oh, okay. Like in 3, 2, 1. How's that gonna happen? Probably. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Let's hear.
Okay, well, just cut this a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can eventually use it, and if it works well,
Okay.
say in 3, 2, 1, and then you pass the clip, and then
I'm gonna tell you now. 3, 2, 1. Well, Pedro, while we're talking about the song, why don't I play a little snippet of it for the audience?
oh sure,
Yeah, let's
Go ahead.
let's throw out there that awesome ending, and we'll let them hear, if they haven't before, what we're talking about here.
yeah,
Let's go.
let's make people's ears bleed on
That's
the
right.
first podcast.
All right, let's go.
Help me to escape. There wasn't a place inside my mind.
All right, we're back.
All right. If you are liking it so far, go watch the full episode on Patreon. Head on over there, you'll find bonus content, new music releases just for you. I'll see you there.